Hello everyone, this is Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from the Double Wide in cloudy Apple Valley, California. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Normally I say this at the end, but I'm going to say it now. If you like this segment, or any segments, click subscribe. Tell your friends, family, and enemies, tell them to subscribe. So we'll see you later. No,
And make comments.
and make comments.
We love to read the comments, good or bad.
Definitely. We'll comment on them. If you want to see something, want us to talk about something, let us know and we'll talk about it too. Okay, so the title of the segment today is Pay to the Order of. Man, it makes us sick. See, Scott's fired up about
It does. This is money that is coming out of my pocket.
Government's just writing it.
Everybody that pays taxes is contributing to this bottomless pit of a fund that the government is just doling out to whomever. And yeah, I'm pretty hot. So
in my notes I've got, is there no end to Democrat avarice? But I wouldn't term it avarice for Republicans, but we're still spending.
Exactly.
We're still spending.
We brought up this before. There is no color, there is no left, there is no right. They're all spending money like drunken sailors. Pardon me to the sailors out there.
Nothing
against
now.
the sailors.
Hey,
nothing against sailors, but just an expression.
It's a euphemism, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I lost my train there. I was going to say something.
Talking about how much it grows.
Right. Well, exactly. We've got notes.
We're going to get fired up again.
but I was on a thought there. Like we were talking before the segment, we said, why don't we get a balanced budget amendment? That's law, rather than pass an act or pass a bill into law. Have it part of the Constitution that you can't spend more than you bring in.
That and also, and again, I'm not that much of an expert on this, but when a committee in Congress decides on funding something, and then it goes to the Appropriations Committee, right? And then they get to have their hands on it. Why can't Jason Chaffetz brought this up yesterday on a radio show that he was hosting?
Oh, he's on a radio show.
And he was hosting, I think, Hannity's show, and he said, maybe not Hannity, maybe it was. I don't know, Stan Bongino's or somebody's show, but he said, the guest that he had said, why don't the committees finalize the money for these things instead of going to another committee and letting them have their way with it? Just fund it right then and there, be done. Just like these bills, why do they have to put so much garbage and pork in these bills? And
give you 24 hours to read it.
Exactly, and if it's not bill specific, then get it out of there. Make another bill, or I don't know. It's out of control though. It is. The spending is just totally out of control.
That would be cool if they had something where they said you need a minimum of 4 weeks to review a bill. But then that might stymie government. Government
please. I think we should have a part-time Congress anyway. It's really crazy, and they don't need to get paid the kind of money they're getting paid either. And anybody that can vote themselves a raise, that's highway robbery. But anyway, wouldn't you love to have a job where you could vote yourself a raise? Your boss didn't have anything to do with it. Your boss, meaning the people, right? We the people, are the ones that should say you get a raise or you don't get a raise. Yeah. And if I had a rating, what do they call that? When you're rated for your popularity, popularity rating. Congress is on the toilet.
Yeah, they're on the toilet. Yep.
Anyway, I'm a little excited today.
We could call them toilet bugs.
Yeah,
we could do that.
Tidy bowl.
So the debt is at the national debt is at 31.4 trillion. That's trillion. It's a number that I just can't wrap. So each day it grows 5.6 billion every day, mostly from interest, but also from spending programs.
Both.
And that's while Biden's been in office. I mean, it's been less, as the debt's lower. If you go back 20 years, every day it was lower. Now it's getting up higher. So the national debt grew 6.24 trillion under the Biden-Harris idiocracy. We're now 3 years deep into the idiocracy, and Dems managed to pile on $2 trillion per year, more than $2 trillion per year in national. I see you're getting upset. I mean, I'm upset too.
This is real money.
It is.
It is
It's
real
your
money.
Your money.
That's coming out of our pockets, our kids' pockets, our grandkids' pockets. People that our posterity that we're not even going to meet are going to be paying for this debt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it might all fall apart before it gets to grandkids.
It may. You know, God help us if it does.
So previously we reported that last year SCOTUS dropped the idiocracy, stopped the idiocracy from forgiving more than $400 billion in student debt. We talked about that too, right? Well, just yesterday or today, maybe it was today, Biden announced he's going to forgive another 1.8 billion, I think. How did the idiocracy work around? I can see you're getting upset.
Totally disregarding the third branch of government.
Yeah,
the
a
Supreme
workaround.
Court.
A workaround.
They're the ones that are supposed to be controlling these guys, and they're obviously
they're the masters of workarounds, right?
Just thumbing their nose
So
at these
instead
guys.
of
This
that,
is just not right.
Instead of that whole 400 billion, so they're slicing off 5 billion here, 3 billion there, 10 billion there. So Biden has used the Department of Education's existing authority to wipe 138 billion of student debt for nearly 4 million borrowers without a single act of Congress. That's so far. So he's achieved more than 25% of his goal.
Instead of wiping out that debt, we should be wiping out the Department of Education. Just saying.
Boom!
Just saying. How many employees does the Department of Education have? And I imagine they're all probably six-figure plus,
Oh yeah.
salaries.
Oh yeah, Fauci is. Ooh.
Get them out. Get them out of there.
So
we don't need that.
The latest forgiveness, he forgave 1.2 billion for 153,000 borrowers using a savings on valuable education plan (SAVE) policy through executive order (fiat). Right? It enrolled borrowers who have been in repayment for at least 10 years and owe less than $10,000 to be forgiven. So basically, they, like my wife said, they've been paying interest. That's all they've been doing for the last 10 years, paying interest, not the principal, not the principal. According to Penn Morton, their budget model, Biden's SAVE handouts will incur a net cost of, get this, $475 billion. It'll cost you, me, and Scott.
Anybody that pays taxes.
$475 billion over the 10-year budget window. Pay to the order of.
That's money that could go to our military. That's money that could be helping
Homeless
people. It could be
veterans,
helping first responders. It
Yeah.
could be helping people that veterans that have for whatever reason they've lost the ability to earn income, so they could supplement their income. That's the kind of stuff I'd like to see that money go to. You agreed to a debt for an education. More power to you. I think that's great.
A lot of people
But
pay
why
their
should
debt
we
off.
have to fund that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially
Exactly. And
people
it's not fair
who
to the people.
don't have an education.
Yeah, and it's not fair to the people who have paid it off,
Right.
like you said.
Right.
I know lots of people that have done that. I have family members that have done that. And I think it's, you talk about a snowball effect. They should be going back to the government saying, hey, what's the problem with my loan that I paid off 5 or 10 years ago? Why can't you pay me back that? And let's not get
Reparations.
started on
I
that.
want reparations. Right?
Let's not go there.
Remember when you told you about Washington State giving $1,000 handouts to 138,000 illegal residents? Remember that? Fox News Digital is now reporting that Democrat governors and mayors earmarked from the American Rescue Plan, which is un-American Rescue Plan, or resident rescue
Well, the idea is great, but what they've done to that
517
is totally
million,
un-American.
right, for illegal residents. And we were talking before the segment, this is supposed to help governments, local governments,
Businesses.
recover from the COVID, not a workaround to give to illegal people
Right.
that are here. So that was originally from the 1.9 trillion COVID-19 stimulus package Biden signed into law in March 2021.
Yeah, so if you're not going to use it for the purpose that it was given to you
Give it
for,
back.
give it back. Send it back.
Congress needs to find a way to
Use
claw
it
that
or
back.
lose it. Does
Claw it
not
back.
apply here. Just send it back.
So Fox News uncovered programs similar to Washington State in Illinois, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Denver, and Boston. Right?
I can't believe California's not on there.
Well,
I can't believe it.
they haven't
Or
uncovered
cities
it
in
yet.
California.
The shell game, they haven't uncovered it yet. But now they're expecting a $73 billion deficit in California.
Yep.
It's from paying for health care for all the illegals.
We're still giving out money. Yep.
These jurisdictions.
Come on, come on.
Oh, that's a tangent I'm getting off on. These jurisdictions use funding from ARP's Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Fund, designed to help local governments recover from the pandemic. In Illinois, the state government allocated $71.8 million from ARP funds.
Only million?
Yeah.
Gee.
Well,
I didn't even realize we even use that figure anymore. Millions. Everything was billions now. Trillions.
They used it to households that were eligible to receive economic impact payments due to immigration status. Those people who are not eligible, right? Ineligible. So Chicago's government allocated another $14.7 million on top of Illinois for its resiliency fund, which sent $500 cash transfers to tens of thousands of previously excluded residents and domestic workers.
What is that? What is a previously excluded resident?
No questions asked about citizenship or immigration status on that. That's what a little thing said.
Okay.
No questions asked.
All right.
So, meanwhile, both Chicago and Illinois have experienced a massive surge of migrants, straining taxpayer-funded government services designed for citizens. There's been an outrage in Chicago residents about that the illegals are taking resources away from them.
I don't blame them. Finally, stand up for it. Look what's happening to your neighborhoods.
So
gunfighting and the gangs and the drugs.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy earmarked $60 million in ARP funds for the Excluded New Jerseyans Fund.
What is that?
How are you a New Jerseyan if you're not a citizen of the United States?
And how does that apply to the American Rescue Fund?
It sent cash payments to illegals. Washington, D.C., Denver, and Boston allocated $26 million, $3 million, and $1 million, respectively, for ARP-funded programs to give cash aid to illegals. Remember when the D.C. mayor said, this is not a border town, when they were shipping them by bus, right?
Yeah.
It's a political stunt. Well, you're a jurisdiction, you're a sanctuary city. What do you think? And how all these jurisdictions are begging for congressional help to stem this illegal tide. They're asking for help to pay the illegals is what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't want them really go anywhere. They just want to be able to fund it where they can put them someplace till the next election, right?
Exactly. Denver and Boston are diverting critical city resources to support illegals by building shelters for those lacking homes. Did you ever hear about this for homeless American citizens? Building shelters. Ever?
No.
No. Well, we'll do it for illegals who cross the border illegally. And the migrant surge is just building. 2024 first quarter, which is not over, by the way, had 785,000 encounters with illegals at the border, the highest number on record. Pay to the order of. This is your taxpayer funds. Vote them out.
Let me tell you, I am so upset about a beautiful state called Colorado. That state used to be a right red state. It was a great state, beautiful state, just like California. And look what's happened to it just in a few short years. And I can tell you, the similarities between California and Colorado-fornia are exactly what we're going through here. The left is running the show. So you got a choice. You can vote them out. You're losing all kinds of rights in Colorado it's very frustrating. I got family in Colorado and I love them. And we talk about it all the time. I don't know what's happened to that state. It's just so sad.
I love the elk there. Delicious elk from there. Okay, folks, thanks for watching us today. If you liked, subscribe, tell your family, friends, and enemies, and we'll see you on the next one.
Have a good day. Take care.